There's a lot of nervous energy this morning, but having Cadell and Baden in the group I'm really looking forward to that whole peloton type experience.
A little bit nervous. It's going to be a big day, but looking forward to it.
I'm probably the weakest link in our team. I'm pretty good at going downhill, not as good at going uphill, but I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll help each other out and help the rest of the teams out as well.
This is going to make all the difference.
To be riding an event like this, raising money, riding alongside a couple of Australia's absolute greatest bike riders is an absolute privilege.
One of my biggest concerns is to make sure that the beard splits evenly. I don't want it all this way or all that way, depends on what the wind's going.
Here we go!
This event has been a little while in the making. Obviously COVID has put dampeners across Victoria and Australia. So being able to bring us all together and do the Hunger Ride this year is really special.
When I started to tell my friends and family and colleagues what we were up to and what we were doing, they all thought we were a bit mad. But reading more about the cause and how many people will feed, a lot of generosity and a lot of sponsorship has come through.
Anybody at any level can go hunger flat. And when that happens, you know it's happened. And it feels absolutely awful. Whether you're at the back of this group just trying to get through to the finish line or you're trying to win to the Tour de France, we're all human. There's a great saying by another Aussie, Matt Hayman, don't stop pedalling.
The thing that we all know about COVID is that suddenly it wasn't people on the street, it was people in your street that had lost their jobs, that you could physically see people out there lining up for food. No one was spared by COVID. And that's why Food Bank was so important through this pandemic and will continue to be important. Because people know that however we have to find that food, we will find it and make sure it's on your table if you need it.
We've had a pretty good strategy. We've put Cadell on the front and we've got these to tell him when to slow down. He doesn't realise that there's a rise in the road and everybody else does.
I've done a couple of rides before and this is by far and away the best treatment I think I've seen on any ride. The medics, the support crew, the stops, the camaraderie, just the whole event just has a whole different kind of atmosphere to it.
Yeah, I like it because you're in a group of 30 instead of 3,000. No, it makes you feel special. You get to rub shoulders with some of the pros.
The whole point of this is that everybody finishes and everybody finishes at the same time and we can all celebrate and pat each other on the back of what is a pretty big achievement.
What's the go?
With the wings?
Yeah, with the wings.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
The weather's been spot on, the bunches stayed together, had the gentler climbs first, now onto the solid rolls.
It's the most organised ride I've ever been on. But I think everyone's getting a bit nervous about Buffalo coming up.
We've just clicked over 100 Ks. That means there's only 80 to go.
By the time we hit Buffalo, we're going to have a few more kilometres in the legs compared to the other years. So it's going to be a bigger challenge. But that being said, when we do hit Buffalo, you know that it's just a roll back to Bright afterwards. So you can really empty out the tank.
The one thing that stood out to me was the 1 in 5 children being going to school in Victoria without any breakfast or lunch.
I've got 2 young kids of my own and thinking about hungry kids and thinking about the amount of energy it takes us to get up the mountain. I'll be thinking a lot about what we're doing this for.
If you hit the wall and you're halfway up Mount Buffalo, you've got 10 kilometres to go, it becomes a mental battle. It is what's happening between your ears. So it becomes that psychological battle of just going one pedal stroke at a time.
It's a lot of suffering, but it's suffering for an hour, and you think about those people who don't have food, and it's really just a drop in the ocean compared to what they're going through. So it puts things in perspective.
Buffalo was tough. Yeah. Yeah, it just keeps on going.
Getting to the top of Buffalo, anybody that makes it, it's a huge accomplishment. And in fact, the person that gets there last, it's almost a bigger accomplishment than the person that gets there first.
it's definitely something anyone can do. The joy of riding through Port Punker and Bright together as a group really made it.
It's the longest ride I've done, the hardest, but I feel like it's been the most rewarding.
It exceeded expectations, and the expectations were pretty high to start with.
It was an absolute privilege to be involved with Food Bank Victoria, and it really was an eye-opener to myself when I first signed up to this event.
It's just one mouse click away from one of the great weekends of your life. You're going to feel good, you're going to be physically exhilarated, and you're going to be with a bunch of people who all have the same mindset and looking for a good time.
Amazing ride, fantastic company for an amazing, really special cause. And Mount Buffalo is, as Matt Keenan said, the most beautiful climb in Australia.